So we have another article from Bounding into Comics here. Antonio Sabato Jr. explains what the real goal of Hollywood is. I saw this and I thought, yeah, what the hell? Might as well do a video on it. But mainly because I have a general idea of where this is going. But might as well go into it. Actor Antonio Sabato Jr. recently revealed that the real goal of Hollywood is not profit but power and control. Well, that went off the rails pretty quickly. Not entirely surprising, though. Sabato Jr., who has been acting since the 1990s with roles on Melrose Place, The Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital, and more recently Hilton Head Island, appeared on the Kyle Olsen Show to discuss his new film studio, Conflict Studios, and their goal to support God and country. While discussing his new film studio, the projects they have planned, and their goals, he revealed what Hollywood's true goals are and noted that it was not about profit or entertainment. Well, it kind of seems obvious at this point. They have shown callousness to just their own survival, which I am fine with because I want to see Hollywood crash and burn. It's a useless thing. They've ruined themselves and they expect us to foot the bill for it or pay the bill for it. And their cognitive dissonance is almost insulting. But yeah, he explained that they are not there to make money at the end of the day. They are there to own and control because at the end of the day, Disney and people that have billions of dollars, I mean, look, Sony just bought PureFlix right now. They want to own as much as they can, and it's not about making money, I don't think, right now anymore. I think it's about controlling the minds, controlling the future of entertainment, of the entertainment world, owning as much as possible so they can have content and air, have the content and air it whenever or however they want to. Sabato Jr. elaborated. His comments echo what Wonder Woman 1984 director Patty Jenkins recently revealed about the true goal of Hollywood. Speaking with Gizmodo IO9, Jenkins discussed the decision to release Wonder Woman 1984 into the theaters as well as on HBO Max simultaneously. Which sounds like it's just going fantastic. Like there's no way that's a protracted goat fuck. But yeah, she stated, "It was one of the hardest decisions we've ever made, but it's interesting to actually sit there and face, like, okay, we're giving up the money. You're not making any money with your film." Jenkins then revealed the truth about Hollywood. But the truth is, what's the point of the film? The point of the film is the message you're trying to connect to the world with, the most important thing. The director then added, "So in a way, when the idea was presented, I was like, oh my God, this is the moment. This is the moment where this thing we have can become something to give a better thing and try to be about hope." Yeah, I doubt it, Miss Jenkins. I highly doubt it. And based on how your film's doing, it doesn't sound like it's doing that great of a job. Sabato Jr.'s taking a different approach with his new company. When asked who is behind the company, he detailed, "Well, the American people are behind it. We are patriots who want to keep going, support our country, support our law enforcement." I'd be hesitant to go there, at least in the city. Support the history of our country. Definitely support that. The Constitution, the flag, our soldiers, and so much more. He went on to lay out the goals for the company. The entertainment world has moved away from supporting our country in so many ways, and they are very vocal about what they support, and I want to keep the entertainment business alive in our department. I want to keep promoting things that make this country great and have made this country great for such a long time. We want to make motion pictures and TV shows that support our God, support our flag, support so many things that make us patriots. and movies and projects that ultimately the American people are going to be proud of without any bias, Sabato Jr. said. He added, "We are here to support our country, and I love this place so much." He then detailed that one of the studio's core philosophies is freedom of speech. Elaborated, so Conflict Studios is going to be a studio which is going to allow people to be free without being handcuffed and having regulations about what you can speak and what you cannot speak, but ultimately be a part of a studio that supports our country. The actor would also provide details on the studio's first projects called Trailblazers. Explained, "We started the studio with my co-producers. We have a project called Trailblazer with a bunch of incredible actors who have been wanting to be a part of this film from the beginning. He wrote an amazing screenplay. We wrote an amazing screenplay. I'm going to direct this film. We are raising the money right now, and it looks good. We have some really good investors and people who are really willing to invest not only the money, but the time and effort because they believe in our dream, what we are trying to do, and what we were trying to do." Later he added, "I created an adventure story, a Western, where God is the protagonist of the story, fighting evil in a Western setting with guns and fights. And just a great family fighting for what is right. This is a true American family, 8 siblings and 2 parents who are fighting for good versus evil." Well, it definitely sounds unique so far. I've written these characters specifically for Scott Baio. I've written these characters specifically for Stacey Dash, for Robert Wagner, for Dina Martin, who is Dean Martin's daughter. I specifically organized this thing to be something that people have never seen, especially these types of actors, to do these kinds of action scenes in Westerns where ultimately God is going to fight evil. And this is a trilogy, he added. He would go on to reveal what other projects he has in mind. "We want to give good films that ultimately support our country, support our God, and support our flag. I have projects. I have been talking to a lot of Navy SEALs, retired Navy SEALs, that have a lot of great ideas and projects already written about the stories that happened to them, and I want to make." He continued, "I would love to make movies about what happened to our president and what's been going on right now, the truth about what's really happened and what's going on nowadays." The actor then detailed his studio will include actors and creatives that Hollywood has blacklisted. Everyone has been blacklisted because they have different points of view, that these liberal Hollywood elites and these people have been tossed on the sideline. These are people like Lorenzo Lamas, used to make a lot of TV shows. Scott Baio used to make a lot of TV shows. Now they've been put on the sideline, and they don't want to be used for anything. Yeah, not only the actors, we are trying to put together a lot of people. A lot of people are trying to run away from Hollywood because there are all these regulations about I can't wear a flag on my hat, or I can't wear my cross, I can't go to work and talk about God, or all these other things. They are sick of it. They want to go to work. They want to be themselves. They want to have freedom to express beliefs if they have to on a movie set without being put down. So these roles, the project is created for a lot of people who are sick of it, and they want their freedom back, Sabato Jr. stated, which I found that believable because we've seen people who have been, castigated for their religion before. If you don't believe me, look at Vic Mignogna. This is something that happens not just in the Hollywood. I think this happens in the broader scope of the entertainment industry, and it's become a problem. It's become worse than politically correct. It's almost anti-religion. But then again, I have called these people communists before, so it's not that surprising. Or no, I've called journalists communists, but yeah, no, Hollywood seems very communistic. But then again, Hollywood was always red, so. Later in the podcast, he would reveal that he was blacklisted after he gave a speech at the Republican National Convention in 2016. When I spoke for the RNC years ago, I was blacklisted in a matter of 24 hours because they have so much power. They can decide if I go to work or not. Projects were taken away from me. He isn't the only actor to discuss blacklists and discrimination in Hollywood. Actor Boss Rutten recently claimed that Catholics are discriminated against in Hollywood. Rose stated, I hear from many other actors who are Catholic, they have people work against them to work in the industry, he added, which just blows my mind simply because that means that, well, that's got to be the opposite then of the other side, right? If they really want to stop you just because you are Catholic, that's a scary thing because that means the devil's at work. What do you make of? Okay, well, I find this believable. Hollywood has this kind of elitist attitude. At least that's what I've gathered from how they've acted. They seem to be out of touch with reality, and they don't see the irony. They act like they're all progressive. They believe in freedom and all this, and they don't want to oppress anyone, but they're oppressing people based on their political views and religious views. And it's mainly being done to Christians, I think. If this was done to a Muslim, the streets would be filled with rioters. It'd be like imagine if some guy cut off his woman's titty and threw it in the dryer. You think anyone would be laughing about it? Oh no, the entire nation would grind to a halt. There'd be a moment of silence. Well, the grind to a halt, that would happen if you did that to any other religious group that wasn't a Christian. But unfortunately, since Christians, like white people, are open season, yeah, it's not that surprising. I don't agree with everything this guy said, but yeah, it feels like Hollywood has gotten more and more just leftist, more intolerant. Then again, leftists and liberals tend to be the most intolerant assholes I've ever seen, so I'm not that surprised. If you question, it's like, how can you say that? How dare you? How dare you? And they act like they're your moral superior. They basically act like the people from Demolition Man. And it's only going to get worse, I think. I mean, at least the people in Demolition Man, they were willing at least to drive people underground, and I think they might have been willing to leave them be at some point. These people are way worse. They don't just want to take away your right to work. They want you dead. I do believe that. I think if they could kill conservatives and religious people and get away with it, they would do it. I genuinely think that. Because if you're not with them, you're against them. Which is a bullshit argument as far as I'm concerned. And they get away with it. And there's nothing you can do. All I can really say is I hope this company that Mr. Sabato Jr. is making, I hope it does well. I hope people make more studios like this. I hope people go do something closer to the indies where they are making their own stuff, they're going their own way, and they're saying, you know what, screw you guys. I'll make my own studio with blackjack and hookers. Instead of just saying, you know what, screw you guys, I'm going home. They're doing their own thing, and I like that. That's what I'm wanting to do. I hope more people do that for comics, for movies, for video games, because these companies in Hollywood, they need to be given the finger repeatedly. Like, F you, F your sensibilities, F your feelings. I want to make entertainment that's entertaining. Make entertainment great again, basically. And yeah, that's the article. That's more or less my thoughts on it. Screw Hollywood. I hope it burns to the ground like Sodom and Gomorrah. Figuratively, of course. If these people lose their jobs in Hollywood, these elitists, and they lose money constantly, I don't feel sorry for them. They deserve to lose money. They've forgotten what they're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be entertaining us plebs who give you money. Instead, you are harassing people. Well, as close to harassment as you're able to legally get away with. You dehumanize people. You deprive them of their right provided to them by the Constitution, or you would do the closest thing possible if you could get away with it. So yeah, no, screw them. Screw them, screw Hollywood, screw almost everyone in Hollywood except for Keanu Reeves and James Woods. and a few others. But yeah, beyond that, no, The Rock. I don't know a lot of celebrity names, but yeah, The Rock, Alec Baldwin, just like everyone in Hollywood who's like this. Yes, screw you, people. I hope you lose your jobs. I hope you suffer the consequences of this because even if you don't participate in this, you allow it to happen and you say nothing. And at some point, the little secret Gestapo you have there, they're going to turn their eyes straight on the other people who are not doing anything because they'll run out of people to persecute. So yeah, those are my thoughts and my ramblings. Let me know yours in the comments, and remember, the game was rigged from the start. Goodbye.